Morning, everyone. It's Friday morning, just after 8:30, and we had the jobs number. This is video number 588. Uh, Again, pre-opening with the jobs report. Uh, Jobs, we lost 140,000. That's the first actual negative number in a while. What is especially disturbing about this is the fact that the private sector lost 95,000 of those jobs, which just shows that, with all of the COVID stuff and the beginning of lockdowns again last month in Great Britain, some European countries, as well as several individual states like California uh, here in the US also closing down. So that's what the number looks like. The earnings number was up 0.8%, but there are less people earning it. And the the participation rate was also down to 61.5. So people are not coming back to full-time work. Some of them are accepting lower paying jobs, although there are some in manufacturing that are actually up. And of course, brick and mortar for the Christmas season definitely was not in a hiring mood. As far as stocks go, we have Europe and Asia up on yesterday's continued rally. Uh, as you can see with the screen on the chart on the screen, which is gold, we are down on this news. We actually were down overnight, so I'm not so sure it was this news. Oil up, gold down, bonds down. And the futures are looking like the Dow up about 90. It was up about 80 or 75 or 80 before the jobs number. The Nasdaq is up 67, and the S&P is up just under $14. In news, we had Boeing agreeing to a $2.5 billion fine for the Justice Department to settle on the 737 MAX. That seems very, very light to me. I guess that doesn't include civil suits, so, I guess we'll see that later on. Credit Suisse, a loss. This is an international bank that saw its high way back in 2007 of around $80. For the week this week, it was 1417, which was up about 1.5, but it has on this news has turned back down. It's 1373, down 37 cents or 2.6%. Micron had earnings last night, beat top and bottom basis, growing demand and higher prices for DRAM, 82.16 up 305 or 3.8%. Disaster du jour yesterday, which happened after the close, so we can still see it here, and that's SEREPTA. They had a problem with muscular dystrophy trial that had in fact taken the stock from in the 50s or 60s a year and a half or 2 years ago up to 168. As I mentioned last night, I think last night it had gone from 168.90's close up 2.5 to a low of 75. Right now it's 81, again down a little over 85 or 51%. Apple and Hyundai actually announcing that it had been in talks with Apple for an electric auto drive car. There's no further information on that. And Pfizer and Moderna also say that their vaccines will work against the variants that have come up. Chamath Palihapitiya. I think the guy is unbelievable. He has several SPACs. He's also the one behind Space, SPCE, which is Virgin Galactic. I've owned almost all of his. They all begin with the symbol IPO. IPOE yesterday announced a deal with SoFi, which is mostly lending. It started with um, consolidation and on basically on college loans, and now has moved to mortgages and everything else. A great deal. The stock, which was around 12, moved as high as 22. It closed 1914 up 702 or 58%, and it's up another $2.50 this morning. And what would a comment, opening or closing, be without talking about Tesla? Blew through $800. Last night when we talked, it was about 830. Now it's 855. I want to bring up something here because clearly the market is in kind of a momentum-based melt up. This is dramatically dangerous. Things are not as good as the market says, and the move towards some sort of value over growth will eventually come. I'm not calling it on any specific day or month, but the fact of the matter is it will. The pendulum has swung way, way, way too far in the growth stocks. But what I also want to mention here is the fact that you really should be looking at some of the futures, whether it's trading them through the ETFs or, as I have introduced to you, trading them in the actual markets with a partner. And I really think it's in your best interest to have something that is a non-correlated asset, which means it doesn't move on the things that move it in the market and headlines. Uh, I think it's something that you will find very valuable if you take a serious look at it. All right, everyone, that's the end of your pre-opening, last one for the week, and good luck. Have a good week and a good weekend.